Thank you. Our next question is, what is your view on pension reform for state employees? And we will begin with Mr. Chang.
We have to deal with the unfunded liability has to be deal with it, okay? But the problem with the pension is our city is also dealing with a little bit on this problem too. But the contract we signed with the employee for the city to come in and say, forget about what we signed before, totally ignore it. I don't think that's right. Once you sign the contract, you have to honor that contract. And then if you want to negotiate, you negotiate from this point on. If you don't feel that the unfunded liability is too much for the city, then you have to find a way to cut it down. But then to totally sort it out, say, well, you know, forget about what we signed, what the agreement we have to redo it over. I don't think that's a proper step to do it. Okay, you have to deal with, you have to negotiate, you negotiate with the good faith. Both sides has negotiate with good faith, come to agreement, and both sides have to honor the contract. And as I said earlier, on 85, BTA signed a contract with the city, and then they say they are going to toss it away. That's not right. This is a democratic country, this is a lawful country, everybody has to honor the contract.
Thank you. Mr. Lowe?
I appreciate this question because the city of Campbell was the first city in Santa Clara County and all 15 cities to pass what we call a two-tier pension reform plan because of the work of Councilmember Katowski and Mayor Waterman also, and in addition to the Chamber of Commerce, because we negotiated with our employees to say that we need to rein in the cost of public employees, and we'll also do that at the state level. The challenge with the state budget is that 2/3 of our income goes to the general fund, comes from personal income. And so when you look at the income levels, we tend to tax those at a higher brackets. And those that are under the higher brackets, typically with the bonuses and capital gains and stock options, is very volatile. And so when you have many of these volatilities that are in place, it's hard to budget accordingly because you have an ongoing revenue of ongoing expenditures, but less in terms of revenues. And so we need to make sure that we look at some of those budgetary reforms because we have very volatile revenues, but we have ongoing, if not increasing, expenditures.
Thank you. Mr. Page?
Thank you. In Saratoga, we addressed pension reform early in that we never increased our pensions for our employees. I know they may not have liked that so much, but we kept it at what's called 2% at 55. The two-tier system that California, every city now has to have in place by state law is 2% at 60 for new employees. So those new employees, you won't really see the benefits of that until you hire a lot of new employees. What we did was we said our employees came to us and they wanted an increase. I said my stance was fine. You can have that increase if you pay both the employee portion and the city portion. Until then, the city had paid both portions. Well, when figuring out the numbers, it was pretty outrageous. They didn't do it. So we have to address the unfunded liabilities. We have to address what's going on. If pensions keep going the way they are, and I met with a bunch of the state government retirees, and they like what's going on in the stock market. They feel the unfunded liability is a lot lower now than it was before, and they're happy with that. But we can't live through that. We have to pay what we owe, and then we have to do a new plan going forward. I'm in favor of a 401k-like program in combination with a fixed benefit program.
Thank you.